Hey guys, Catherine here. It's been a while. I'm back. I'm so sorry that I've been gone for so long. September has been a whirlwind month. It's just been so busy. Unfortunately, none of it has anything to do with being outdoors or backpacking or hiking, but just kind of life stuff. I've been volunteering for some nonprofits I volunteer for, just work, spending time with family. I just went to a 3-day music festival, which was really cool. But I gotta be honest with you, I am having major nature withdrawals. I really need to get back out into the backcountry or just in nature in general and kind of just kick it down a few notches. Luckily for me, I have a trip coming up very shortly. I'm prepping right now for a kind of a road trip photography mission in 3 national parks. I'm going to be going to the Grand Tetons, to Yellowstone, and then to Glacier National Park, and I'm super stoked. I've only been to Yellowstone out of the 3 of them, and I was 9 years old, and I went with my grandparents, and I remember it made an impression on me, but I just can't wait to go back. What's really cool is I will be shooting a bunch of 4K footage with this Sony 5D, and I bought this handy dandy little travel tripod to take with me as well. It's really lightweight. It can fit in a backpack, and I plan on just taking some time to get some just beautiful sweeping shots. And those of you that like my adventure videos, I think you're really gonna love this. I plan to hopefully come back with all kinds of beautiful goods and lots of content to put on this channel. So stay tuned for that. That'll be probably in the next few weeks. Then I'll give each park its own video just so that I can really feature each one and not go through them too quickly. And I'm excited. I think you guys will enjoy it. So, but I digress. This is a question and answer, but I did want to give you a little update on what's going on and what adventures are coming up. So let's get to the questions, your questions. I put a video up a couple weeks ago and asked you guys to submit some questions, and I was overwhelmed by the response. I actually will probably have to put out a volume 2 just because there were so many. So if I didn't get to your question, don't fret. I will probably have to get to that on a volume 2, but I did try to choose some cool questions here for volume 1. So I apologize if I didn't get to yours. And some of you that had multiple questions as well, I may not get to all of the questions. So here we go. Question number 1 is from Serpent Seed 8. What inspires you to go backpacking, and how does it affect your life? Wow. What inspires me to go backpacking? Well, spending time in nature. I mean, that's number 1. Getting away from the crowds, the city, the hustle, the bustle, just the everyday life, the work grind. I didn't spend a whole lot of time growing up in, spending time in nature. My family just wasn't a very outdoorsy type of family. So going out now, I've discovered kind of a peace that I just never really knew existed. It's, time kind of just stands still. I'm 100% in the moment when I'm out there. And it's good for my soul, I guess you could say. And I think that a lot of you that are watching this channel probably really relate to that. I can't get enough time out there. I wish, it's like, hey, it's like Hike with Mike says, it's good medicine, and it really is. And man, I'm like I said, I'm having withdrawals. I really need to get back out there. It's almost like it yearns, I yearn for it. So I hope that answers your question. This one is from Anthony Park. Out of all of your backpacking trips in the Eastern Sierra, which spot or trail do you find most scenic? Sorry that this is kind of informal. I just wanted to get this video out and not delay it any further. I'd hoped to do it somewhere out on location in nature, but that's just not going to happen. So anyways, Anthony, the answer to your question, the most scenic spot in the Sierra that I've done so far is the section of the John Muir Trail. Actually, it was my video of the Lake Ediza 1000 Lake Loop. So I will put a link to that below if you want to go ahead and watch that. That was absolutely the most beautiful section of the Sierra I've seen so far. I didn't think it was possible that it could get any more beautiful, but indeed it did. That is a portion of the Ansel Adams Wilderness, and the Pacific Crest Trail and the John Muir Trail both run through that section. It's a very desired part of the Sierras, so it's really difficult to get a permit. But luckily, my niece was able to score us a permit for this past summer. We had planned to spend a little bit more time out there. We had planned to spend 4 nights and hike into Yosemite, but just life things happened and we just didn't get a chance to do that. But we did spend 2 nights and 3 days. Oh man, it was just like a dream. It really was like a dream. Every corner I turned, it just really seemed almost unreal. It was very surreal, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So far, that's my favorite part. Roughing it with Ruth. Here are my questions. What do the people you hike with think about your filming / YouTube channel? And have you ever felt awkward filming other people? Has anyone ever asked you not to film them? Yes. I know it's a little bit odd having a camera on trail. Not everybody is very comfortable in front of the camera. And even myself sometimes. I get a little nervous doing these actual types of videos where I'm just sitting in front of the camera. As opposed to being out on trail and just kind of letting things flow naturally. I do have some family that's really not hip on being in front of the camera, so I try to respect that when I'm out there. However, they do like the channel and they do like watching the videos and having those videos to look back on, but they don't particularly like to be in front of the camera. So I just try to respect that and, take that into consideration when I'm getting my shots and just kind of leave them out of it as much as possible, or get shots that I think that they would be happy with. So I haven't ever had anyone just completely object to it. So far, so good. Live for Wild. What's your favorite thing to do when you are at camp on the trail? Thank you, Live for Wild. My favorite thing to do is actually just take my time, cruise around the area, and take photographs. I really have not struck a awesome balance between hiking and shooting at the same time. I'm still learning to kind of work that balance out. I don't want to slow the group down or anybody that I'm with down too much, so I feel kind of like I do rush through that at some points. So when I get to camp, I get everything set up. I really just like to relax, grab my camera, cruise around, and just take my time. Get beautiful shots, maybe some beautiful flowers in the foreground. Put my camera on the tripod, some time-lapse shots. That's actually my favorite thing to do, and just take a moment to breathe and enjoy the scenery. So, hope that answers that question. My journey. Will you make a video without the hat? Love to see you without it. I'm the curious type. My journey, here you go. No hat. Woo! The hat was actually a big topic. Let's see here. I know Kelly Burdett, he just told me to flat out lose the hat. And then let's see, Restless Outdoors asked me, I want to read it because I love the way he put it. He said, what is your most favoriteest, bestest hat you own? Okay, you guys, I'm a hat person. I have literally hundreds of hats. I just like hats. On the trail, you're probably never going to see me without a hat, especially if I'm backpacking and I'm out a few days at a time. My hair gets grungy, dirty. I don't want to think about it. I throw on a hat. Not only that, just for purposes of keeping the sun off of me and off of my face. And, just for protection purposes, I'm going to be wearing a hat. It's just good to wear a hat. Most people that hike do wear hats. I don't wear a hat Monday through Friday when I go to the office. I actually dress fairly conservatively at the office, so most of the time I'm not wearing a hat. But when you guys see me, I'm out on recreation, I'm out on the trail, so I do wear a hat. What is my most favoriteest, bestest hat? That would be this one here. I love this hat. It's my favorite hat since I bought it about 1.5 years ago. I've worn it in a few of my hiking videos. Here we go, guys, heading in on the Cougar Crest Trail, meeting up with the PCT. I don't wear it too often on the trail. It's a pretty heavy hat and doesn't have a lot of breathability, So for me, I just wouldn't want to wear it on long backpacking trips or long hiking trips, but I have worn it on shorter trips. I just love it. Kind of like that old Western style. My grandpa was a hat person. And my grandpa McGinnis, and maybe I'll throw a picture in here if I can find one. But he always wore hats. He wore lots of different types of hats, so maybe that's where I got it from. But anyways, here you go, guys. I hope you're happy. No hat. I do have hair. I actually have a full head of hair under here. I just wanted to prove that to you. Let's see. Jack's Drink Water. Good old Jack's. Do it. I think you guys should go check out Jack's channel as well. Jack's Drink Water. He's awesome. He does lots of cooking. Makes some just awesome recipes. Backpacker. He's a gearhead. I think you'd love his channel. He said, I think I heard in one of your videos that you surf. If so, what boards do you own? I'm a firewire man myself. I live in Southern California. Actually, you guys don't know this, but I'm looking out my window right now and I can see the ocean. I live that close to the ocean. I actually have a 180-degree view of the ocean, and I'm a California girl, born and raised by the ocean. I have surfed, Jax, but I do not surf. I do not have much of an athletic ability. I've tried surfing, I've tried skiing, I've tried snowboarding. I'm just not athletic in that sense. But I can hike, so, and I hike well. So I think that's one of the reasons I actually love hiking so much, because I can do it. It's just putting one foot in front of the other. And I do feel like an athlete when I'm out there, of sorts. I have shot surf as a photographer, and I've shot surf for years, and that's actually probably my main subject matter, has been for several years, probably for 5 or 6 years, but I've gone more towards shooting nature and landscape and backpacking, and actually I hope to put up another video of some still shots that I've accumulated since the last one I put up. It seems like you guys actually like that, so I think I'll put one of those together, maybe after this trip, so I can add those photos in as well, so you guys can see some of my still imagery from the trail. Views and reviews. Thank you for this opportunity. I have so many questions. He had a lot of questions, so I'm going to answer one here, or he or she, I'm not sure. When and why did you start doing photography, and how does that compare to videos? Well, I kind of answered that question just a moment ago. I started shooting surf. I actually had a boyfriend who was a surfer, and I was always kind of the type that carried a camera, but he wanted me to start photographing him surfing. And I also was attending a lot of surf contests, and I wasn't really able to get the shots that I wanted with a point and shoot. So I bought a better camera, started shooting him, and it really just snowballed. I realized I had a talent for it. Other people thought I had a talent for it. And I began getting requests for images for magazines, and I started getting published in magazines. And it was just, man, it was like a dream come true. And the rest is history. So I haven't really had the kind of success with my nature photography that I had with my surfing photography as of yet, but I have had some people buy some of my nature and landscape images, so that's really cool. So, and the videography is a whole different ball game. I'm just now kind of starting to get a groove of it, and I almost can't even look at my older videos because they're just so rough. But it's really been an awesome creative outlet for me. I've really enjoyed it, and I love making the videos. I felt like my past probably 3 or 4 have been probably my favorite so far, and I just definitely see a progression just like I did with my photography, my still photography, and gosh, I just can't wait to do more. I'm really excited about this next trip because I'm going to really take my time with the tripod, the 4K footage, and just hopefully this will be my best yet. So it's awesome. I love it. Margaret, what got you into backpacking at your age? Not that you are old, but like me, you are older than most people just getting into it. Thanks, Margaret. I'm not giving away my age, you guys. But yeah, I'm not in my 20s, and I might not be in my 30s either. No. But Obviously, you guys have seen me hike with my niece, so you know I'm a little bit older than her. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't have a very outdoorsy family, and I just, I grew up by the ocean. I didn't think I was really much of a mountain person, but when I started spending time in the Sierras, I just kind of couldn't get enough of the mountains. All of a sudden, this whole new magical world had opened up to me, and I realized that I had been missing something just fantastic for a lot of years. This, as cheesy as it sounds, I saw the movie Wild, and I know a lot of people probably got into backpacking that way. And it wasn't so much her story, but just I learned about the Pacific Crest Trail, and I wanted to see more of the trail and just be out in nature. I didn't realize that all these beautiful trails existed. And as I started doing day hikes and section hiking, Section A of the Pacific Crest Trail, I realized that I would need to stay overnight a couple of times because I wanted to complete the whole section. So I started getting all the gear and accumulating the gear, and all of a sudden I was a backpacker, and now I just can't get enough of it. And as I said, I explained the reasons why, and it's never too late. I see people out there in their, late 70s, and my niece and I, on this last trip to Lake Ediza and Thousand Island Lakes, we saw a woman. She was probably in her mid-60s, and she was hiking by herself, and she was doing the John Muir Trail. She was on her way to Mount Whitney, and you're just not too old. It's walking, and as long as you stay healthy and fit, and you can do it probably forever. So that's something that's very appealing to me about it, and it's never too late, guys. And you don't have to be super athletic, you don't have to be super thin, any shape, size, just get out there. Get out there and maybe start small, and then just gradually build up, and pretty soon you're going to find that you can spend multiple nights out there. So don't let that stop you. I hope that I can be an inspiration to people, and in that regard, just get out there and do it, guys. You won't regret it, I promise. Carlos Danger, do you think you will hike areas of NorCal? Any international locations would you love to hike? I'm sure I'll hike some of Northern California. I'd like to hike, around Mount Shasta, that kind of area up there. Northern California and Southern California are very different areas, and at points, Northern California wanted to break off and be their own separate state. It's really different. It's much more woodsy and just kind of hippie-ish up there. So yeah, definitely I'd like to hike up there. If you have any recommendations of some good hikes in Northern California, would love to hear it. Comment below. And internationally, there are some places in Canada that just look amazing. I mean, just amazing. I guess it's the Canadian Rockies. The Canadian Rockies, like the Banff area, just look absolutely incredible. So I would love to go there. And then, maybe, of course, Patagonia or somewhere like that. But Canada would be a little bit easier for me to get to, since it's just across the border of Washington. All right, I think we are almost done here. Okay, this one is from Hike with Mike. Do you have any plans to head out to the Eastern USA and to hike and camp? Hi, Mike. I don't have any plans as of yet. It's not to say that I wouldn't want to get out there and do it, but I don't have any plans as of yet. But these plans to go to these national parks in Wyoming and Montana came up pretty quickly, so you just never know. It could happen just at the drop of a dime. I could decide to go out there, but I noticed like some of the areas of the Smokies just look incredible. I know my friend Tim Watson just got back from a trip at the Dolly Sods. That looked just amazing. So yeah, there are definitely some areas I'm interested in going to out there, and maybe even visit your swamp, Mike. You'd have to be there though. You'd have to be my gator lookout, because that place scares me, I'll be honest with you. Speaking of Tim Watson, here's one from him. Do you have any goals for your channel? My initial reason for putting up the videos was just for myself, just to go ahead and look back at, my trips and relive them. I love the artistic part of it, the creative outlet part of it. I don't have any serious goals. It's not that I hope to become so famous that I don't have to work again, anything like that. I really wouldn't want it to become or feel like a job. you know, to have to put up content regularly and just to produce whatever, just to get it up there. I enjoy the adventure type videos and, you know, a little bit less of a reviewer. I don't think I'm a great reviewer, but I do reviews from time to time, and I like showing you guys my gear, and I do like to put those types of videos up because I know that you guys like them a lot as well. But I really don't. I'm just super stoked that my channel's growing. I'm over 1,500 now, and that blows me away. I love that you guys are enjoying what I consider is a little bit of form of my art, and if it just continues to succeed and I can continue to, you know, look back on my videos and just enjoy them, that's it. Just kind of taking it day by day, nothing really super long term as far as the goals go, and just doing it because I love it. That's about it right now. And let's see, I believe this might be my last one. This one's from Dan Fleming. In your adventures so far, have you ever encountered any conditions or perhaps weather that made you fear for your safety? Actually, on my very last backpacking trip, once again, the one that we did, the Lake Ediza Thousand Island Lake Loop, we encountered a thunderstorm, and there was lightning. It wasn't lightning immediately overhead, but there was thunder. It started to hail. We were just nearing the top of a 10,000 foot plus pass, and it was a little nerve-wracking. I, you know, felt pressure to either, you know, hunker down or get over this pass. So it was a little scary because it really, you know, made me think that how vulnerable we were out there. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of cover to take, and you know, you're at the mercy of Mother Nature at that point, and the mountains can be unforgiving. So it was a little bit scary. I'm glad that we made it over, but it was a bit of a wake-up call. You got to be prepared. You got to have the right gear. We luckily had all our rain gear with us, so that was great. That's probably the scariest moment I've had so far, and hope to not have too many of those. I tend to try to choose to hike in months that don't that are usually favorable weather-wise. I might be encountering some weather on this next trip. I know that they are looking to have some snow and some rain, and actually that's pretty good because I know Glacier National Park's been having some huge, massive wildfires. It's pretty sad. Some of the historical structures have burned down, so I actually do hope that they do have some rain and snow so that you know, hopefully we'll put down those fires. But anyways, guys, that's it. I'm going to leave you with that one. And as I said, hopefully I can go ahead. I think I have enough questions to actually do a volume 2. If you liked it, maybe I'll do a volume 2. If you're bored to death, maybe I won't. But I did want to get this up because I know I did request some questions for you guys. Haven't put a video up in a while. I kind of wanted to update you also as to what's going on. So look for the new adventures coming soon. I am so stoked. I think you guys are going to like the footage. It should be absolutely beautiful. So thank you for your support as always. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Check out some of my past videos and look for the upcoming videos. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all of you who submitted questions. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.